Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Logan from Cigar Federation.com. Closing down the second day of the trade show at IPCPR 2013, and I've got the one and only Skip Martin gently caressing my shoulder right now, and it's really freaking me out. Skip, hey, what's going on, man?
How you doing, Logan?
I'm doing very good. Also, we have a special guest, Esteban.
Esteban Disla.
Viviendo el sueño.
Living the dream. Living the dream.
Living the dream.
Desde Las Vegas, Nevada.
In Las Vegas.
Para el mundo.
Do you like Vegas? Have you ever
Para
been?
el world.
¿Le gusta Las Vegas?
Mucho.
Very much.
Very much. What's your favorite part?
¿Qué es tu parte favorita?
En Las Vegas. En la noche.
And the night.
So, what's been going on? How's it been so far for you guys at the show?
You know, man, it's great. The show for us is really about two things: meeting up with the people that we do business with on a regular basis and touching base with them. I mean, as you know, it's just Mike and I,
Right.
Rosales and Martin. Mike and I do everything in the United States, and because I'm in Nicaragua 200 days a year, it's really just Mike. I mean, I do a lot of behind the scenes stuff, but really with the stores, it's Mike. So Mike manages 120 stores. So obviously it's not possible every single month to have real good connections with that many customers. So this is a good opportunity for Mike and I to meet with the guys in the stores and talk to them about challenges they're having or opportunities, or just kind of shake hands and talk about what's going on. It's also been a great opportunity for Esteban and I to talk to the customers about what we're doing in Nica Sueño,
Right.
Saline. And we only make so many cigars a month,
Right.
about 30,000 cigars a month, and we sell 30,000 cigars a month.
Yeah.
And so we're not here to open a lot of accounts. We're not here to make a lot of sales. We just are refurbishing the factory, and we happen to have some capacity coming up. So we are in the process of selecting about 10 or 15 new accounts that are solid, maybe even 20. But really, the show for us is not a selling event. The show for us is an opportunity for us to talk with our customers and to talk with the people that Esteban and I do business with in Esteli, kind of all in one place. So it's I got my coffee here.
Where you're going. So
Yeah.
I think last time we talked, you were doing 20,000. So you guys just did a whole remodel of your factory, haven't you? Like, or in the process, right?
It's still in the process. La fábrica construye
Mucho progreso.
a lot of progress.
So what do you guys?
Pero mucho. Todo el día dinero, dinero.
It's
dinero.
always
money.
Yeah.
Mucho, money.
all the time it's money. So we started out, we just wanted to do some aesthetic changes, like the tile and the windows and stuff. We've ended up replacing every wall. We've ended up replacing all the plumbing, electricity. So, at the end of the day, the reason why we're putting money into this factory that's only going to ever produce more than 30,000 cigars a week, and we're producing 30,000 cigars a month,
Right.
is because 30,000. Esteban and I agree, 30,000 cigars a week is the most that any factory can really do and make good cigars. That, in our opinion.
Right.
I mean, if you have billions of dollars like Nestor Plasencia, or that's a different story. But for us, the most we think we can do on a regular basis is about 30,000 cigars a week, which is about 4 times what we're making now. So, we are building for the future. We're buying tobacco for the future. We just got our 382 certification last month, which allows us to buy into the free zone. So there's a lot of great things going on with the factory and with the brand.
It's very, very cool. So what was the certification for you able to buy tobacco direct, or?
So, through back channels, we've always bought from the free zone because Esteban has relationships with people. It's a little touchy, but at the end of the day, if you are in the free zone, you're not allowed to sell outside of the free zone. So the places that have a lot of the really good tobacco, the broadleaf for our Cro-Magnon, the Habano for our Aquitaine, the Pueblo Nuevo that's a filler leaf for a lot of our tobacco. Those guys are all in the free zone, and theoretically, everything they make is for export. So we have now formalized the process that puts Nica Sueño, Oscar Benavides, the factory inside of what's effectively a free zone that allows us to buy tobacco from those guys.
From direct. Okay. No, that's very good. So, in Esteban, Skip, you're down there a lot, but you run the entire operation, right? When you're not there, he's basically the facility manager.
No, Esteban is my partner in Nica Sueño.
Okay.
And Nica Sueño SA is a company in Esteli.
Okay.
Actually, he's my boss because he owns 51% of the company.
Really?
And I own 49% of the company.
I didn't know that. Okay.
51%.
Igual,
más o menos.
Solo en papel, por ahí.
Solo en papel.
Ética, lo mismo.
Exactly. So Esteban manages all of the pre-industry in our old factory in Panama Soberana.
Okay.
He manages all the production in our new factory. He manages all of the packaging and those kinds of things. I'm just a business guy. I'm the only employee really in the Nica Sueño that I manage is our accountant, right? So
makes sense, yeah.
Right. So Esteban manages every single person in the factory, all the employees we have, and Esteban has a great story, and probably this is not the greatest opportunity to talk about it, but he started sweeping floors in a cigar factory when he was 9, moved to Esteli. He's probably the most unknown tobacco guy in the world.
Tobacco genius.
No, I mean, if you talk to guys who I really respect,
Right.
and you ask them who is under 40, Esteban's 39, so he's under 40. Who's under 40 that is the guy in 20 years is going to be Benjamin Mendez, Arsenio Ramos? Everyone lists Esteban in that group.
It's a great honor.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm lucky to have him as a partner, not just because of his knowledge of tobacco, but because Esteban, he's just a great guy. And for me, we're a great parejo.
Right.
The same as a buncher and a roller. Esteban has a lot of experience in tobacco and understanding what goes on in the farm. He has relationships in Esteli that allows us to buy tobacco effectively. I have the business experience, as you know.
Yep.
I just figure out how to do what we do and get the bills paid. And Esteban's in charge of tobacco. Mike Rosales is really the guy who's responsible for making sure we take care of all of our retail customers. And for me, I just smoke cigars and work between the two guys. So yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Very cool.
So
with your cigars coming, I know you put a lot out. For example, and I'm going to pronounce all these names wrong, but the Fomorian with the Candela wrapper, and then you have a couple new Vitolas in the Cro-Magnon line, right? You've got the fucking femur or whatever the hell that
the
thing.
femur,
Whatever the hell that thing.
The femur.
Whatever that thing is. And then I know there was a kind of a special event cigar that you released. Tell us a little bit about that while they shut the lights off on us.
Yeah, so we have 3 lines of cigars. We have Cro-Magnon, which comes in broadleaf, and the Aquatine, which comes in Habano. Cro-Magnon Aquatine. There's the same blend, same binder, different wrapper. And then we have the Intemperance, which comes in Brazil, Arapiraca, and Ecuador, Connecticut, which are both completely different blends, but they're in that $5 to $7 range. I mean, honestly, I believe that we're making the best cigars at the price points we're selling them.
I agree.
On the market.
I hate to give you a compliment, but the Intemperance BA is the most underrated cigar on the market for the price point.
Thank you.
I mean, you can't fucking beat it. It's
El
delicious.
gusto mucho, Arapiraca.
Thank you.
So we, we came out this year. Really, what we have at the show is a new size of the Cro-Magnon, which is the same as the 5x50 Perfecto that comes in Intemperance.
Okay.
It's called the Mode 5. It's in broadleaf. Around November, December, we'll come out with a Habano version of that in the Aquatine.
Okay.
We have Craft, which is our 3rd brand.
Okay.
Craft is a limited edition cigar. Craft 2013 is the La Campana de Panama Soberana.
Okay.
Panama Soberana is a neighborhood where Esteban's house is.
Okay.
The garage where we started.
That's the garage. Okay. Okay.
And the factory behind his house, that were the 1,000 square feet factory where we made cigars for 2 years, before we moved to Oscar Benavides, which is a new, neighborhood where we are. And at night, when Esteban and I would sit on the terrace of, outside of his backyard in front of the factory, we would hear there's about 5 churches, and we would hear the bells from the churches. So La Campana is the bell of Panama Soberana. So Craft 2013 is La Campana Panama Soberana, and that's the cigar we have for the show. We're going to be doing that every year. Next year, I can tell you, it's Oscar Benavides. I can't tell you too much about what we're making or what it is, but it's going to be special, just like this year's.
Okay. And that's the one with the little bit of the Connecticut, not Brock.
It has
at the bottom.
It has 10 different tobaccos, 6 fillers, a wrapper, binder, and then the Autoparaca Connecticut is in the flourish.
Okay.
But we have. Esteban, every employee we have, Esteban is known for 5 years or more. And the pair that does the La Campana has been making those cigars since January. And they're special cigars. So, it's easy to make a limited edition. This is a limited edition for a reason.
Right.
It's $15, but I think when you get done smoking it, most people will say, they want more.
Good cigar, exactly.
Okay. And it's great trade fodder.
Dude.
Like when you're a weasel and you trade with the guys on the forums, like
dude,
the
those
cigar
addles
geeks.
and those slobber knockers.
Exactly.
They pay dividends, dude.
Weasel.
Mucho weasels.
No. Opportunistic.
Oportunista.
Not annoying, opportunistic.
Right. But we don't make those cigars small batch. We make them regularly.
Right.
But they're small production because our whole factory is small production.
It's very, very cool. So, unfortunately, because the trade show likes to kick us out at 5, I think we've kind of ran past our time a little bit. But Skip, any last thoughts? What's on the roadmap? What are you doing tonight? Give us some final thoughts.
Well, tonight probably involves a lot of the Florida Tacana. Let's be honest.
It's amazing.
I've got more. You can come get some.
Kind of weasel cigar.
You and Rob. I mean, Rob's like my idol, and I played baseball in college, so
You played baseball in college?
believe it or not.
Dude, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so you guys are invited over to get some Florida Cana. We brought it from Nicaragua. Well, we bought it in Texas in specs, but it's straight from Nicaragua.
It's good enough.
So we got a couple of cigars. You guys, maybe you can weasel a couple. And at the end of the day, man, we just use good tobacco.
Right.
We use slow process. It's a lot like craft beer. It's a lot like great barbecue.
Exactly.
It's really all about Central Texas. Mike and I are in Austin, and it's a little bit different than what goes on in Miami. It's a different mindset. What happens with Esteban and I and Esteli is different than what happens in the greater part of Esteli, and everybody buys the same tobacco. Nothing we do is special, but what we do consistently.
True.
We put the time and effort in to select tobacco properly. When great tobacco is available, we buy it. We have it when we need it. We have 200,000 cigars in inventory. We're putting money into a building a new factory. And those aren't things that a lot of guys are willing to do. It's easy to start a cigar brand. It's $2,500, $3,000 to buy the bands and the boxes. You order 10,000 cigars, you get on the road, and you hustle. And I love those guys, Eddie, and there's tons of guys into Eddie's Arizona, and a lot of those guys that are doing a good job at that. When I got into this business, what I wanted to do is build something that was Lito Gomez in 10 years. That was those kind of guys in 10 years.
Exactly. And I think if you guys don't know RoMa Craft, you haven't smoked any of your stuff, you must have been living under a rock the last couple of years. Make some absolute great stuff. Hands down, quality, consistent. And I think, Skip, really what it is, you put a lot of time, effort into it, but it's your personalities, right? Like, the naming of the cigars, the thought you put in, kind of makes the whole package, right? So.
Well, it's a love. And you and I worked for the same company for a long time.
Who did?
For 15 years, the name that should not be named.
Yeah.
It's a private company now, so.
Well, almost.
Almost. And I make good money, and I know you make good money. Yeah. You make a lot more money than Rob does, and you have great benefits. And a cheap house.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you know, our factory is called Nica Sueño because I asked Esteban, you know, what his dream was. And he said, my dream is to have my own factory and to be able to make cigars the quality level that I wanted to make them. I don't want to make a lot, I don't want to sell a lot, but when I see good tobacco, I want to have the resources to buy it. I want to be able to make cigars that I'm proud of, and that's what we did.
Right.
And that's why the factory's called Nica Sueño. And Mike and I, when I talked to Mike, and Mike said, look, I'm great in the stores, I like getting out there and hustle, but I can't stand having to deal with, you know, all of the problems that happen with all the bait and switch on the tobacco side. So between Mike and I and Esteban, we're literally the three legs of the stool. And, you know, our goal is not to be the hottest new butt brand to have the most buzz. Our goal is 15 years from now, when you're on your second coronary bypass, and I'm on my like third or fourth, and Esteban is, you know, got a farm somewhere, and you look back and say, you know what? I remember when those guys were small, but they did it right. And there's 100, 200 guys who came and left and had brands that didn't make it, but these guys put the time and effort into doing it the right way.
It's true. I mean, I can even attest, I think we were sitting outside of Pipe Roll maybe a little more than a year and a half ago. You were talking about how you were just starting, you had 20,000 cigars, you were in a factory behind a house, just getting started.
Yeah.
You know, didn't go to Nicaragua all that often. Now you've got a factory, you've got 3 different brands. I mean, just impressive.
And I'm proud of that, you know. I mean, I'm not going to try to make up some big story about who we are or what we do. It's very simple what we do. We put the time and effort to make great cigars. We have great relationships. We pick really good retailers, and we really care about the people that buy our cigars. I mean, on social media, everybody comes up this week, and you did the social media session. Everybody comes up and talks about, you know, when Logan was talking about that, all I could think about was how RoMa Craft does a really good job.
I called you out too.
And you know what? If you're not social, if you're not a guy who can walk up at the Circle Bar and say, hey, what's going on? If you're not social, you're not going to be ever good at social media.
And you're not going to be good when you're shop either. You know what I mean?
You're not.
And I said that.
For us, social media is just a way for us to engage with a lot of people without being on the road.
Without being on the road. Exactly. And you started your brand with that. You know what I mean?
That's what it is.
Exactly. So, everyone, you know, if you haven't, like I said, if you haven't checked
Ultimo
out...
palabra. Thank you. Gracias.
Thank you.
Esteban does all the work, I do all the talking.
No, you're great. Everyone check out Cigar Federation if you haven't checked out any RoMa Craft products. Frankly, you're a fucking idiot. You should. Out from the second day IPCPR 2013.
Fucking idiot? That's pretty strong.
Hey, you are a fucking idiot if you haven't tried it. It's not hard. It's easy. It's a good price point. It's a good product.
There you go.
See you later.